Hello, everyone. I'm jumping on to talk about our senses and how they come in handy when you are in a relationship with anyone. The more you're in tune to them, the better off you are. Um, you need to research Rudolf Steiner. He talks about how we have 12 senses, and the more you're in tune with them, the more aligned and balanced you are, because you'll be able to know if someone is a fit for you, because you'll be able to know right offhand if you're compatible, and you'll catch things quicker. Body language is really good key to know also, but Mr. Steiner talks about that touch is your sense. Life is a sense, just living your everyday life, getting to know yourself. Movement, balance, smell, taste, vision, if they're warm, caring, compassionate, that's what warm means. And then hearing, and then of course language, the way they talk to you or speak to you. Are you going over there? Sorry. And then the concept of things. The more you can understand what they're saying, because sometimes they're manipulating you and you don't understand that. But your 12th senses by him is ego. When you're serving your ego, you're very competitive. You're very you don't really want anyone else in your life. You are more challenging and more demeanored than anything when you serve your ego. I don't serve my ego. I mean, some people will tell you if you don't have your ego, you are not balanced. But I guess when you're in control, which that's what meditation helps you with, it helps you control your mind and your thoughts and distinguish everything. But that gut feeling is essential in everything that we do. Work, friends, relationships, you need to have that. You need to understand that. You need to trust it. Just because they're not showing themselves, they're going to. And it's up to you if you want to go ahead and just extinguish that relationship or stop letting them court you. But you still need to understand how to, sorry, there's a bug. But you need to still understand how to harness those senses to help you. And if you are turned off, you are not able to read anyone. They're not able to read you either. So the more you are bottled up, the more you are scared to allow your energy to flow and feel people out, is the more you're hurting yourself. You don't have to give them permission to feel you. I understand that. You don't need to do that. But you need to feel. You need to be able to understand if they're hurting, if they're broken, if they're angry, or if they're somebody you should be scared of. Keep them at a distance. I mean, those instincts that we have, which they call senses, we only learn about 5 in school. You learn about taste, smell, touch, vision, and hearing. That's it. But there's 12, like I just read off. I'll post them in the video later, but right now I'm just talking over them. You need to understand body language as well. There is lots of YouTube videos that teach you about body language, what to look for, how to interpret how people are acting towards you. And you need to learn those. That is a skill set that you should want. Not only does it teach you their body language, does it match with their words? Are they crunching their jaw? Are they, giving you a stink eye? Are they staring you down? Are they always looking away? Because when people talk to you and they look away, they're used to, that's a sign of lying. That's a sign of deceit. That's a sign of manipulation. They're just trying to get a fast one by you. If they're grunting their jewels while they're not talking, or even while they're talking, They're showing you signs. Those are red flags. They're not on the same vibration as you. If they're not always happy, they're just always negative, though they're not on the same vibration as you. Feel that vibration. Feel their words. Literally, feel their words. If they do not align with your kindness and your compassion and your love, then let them go. People can cloak who they really are forever. That's how serial killers get close to people, because they don't have a demeanor that shows that they are evil. I know everybody's watched those serial shows, CSI and Law and Order, Criminal Minds. Most of those people didn't look like serial killers or people that would hurt people, but they did. You have to get into the mindset of, this is your forever person. You want to know them the get-go. If you always have to pry information out of them, that's not good either. You want them to offer things. You want them to, as much as you offer information, let them offer information. But your senses will also help you distinguish if they're good or bad. Remember that. I listened to a book called The Celestine Prophecy. It's very good. It teaches you different traits of your parents, if they were irrigators, if they were intimidators, or aloof. If they were interrogator, a person who questions someone closely, aggressively, or formally. They will always ask you questions. They're an interrogator. They want to know, and they know that they'll keep asking the questions until they get the right ones and get the answers that they want. That's an interrogator. An intimidator is a person who frightens or especially in order to make them do something. An intimidator will say things and get you to do things, or find what makes you scared and then use that against you. Parents usually do that. They would always find out what toy you liked and then take that toy away from you to get you to do what they wanted you to do. And then he also talks about aloof. Aloof is not friendly or forthcoming, cool and distant, meaning they're like an introvert. They don't give anything. They don't They aren't just going to talk to you first. You have to talk to them. And then if they feel comfortable with you, then they will offer up the information. If they don't feel comfortable with you, they're not going to offer you any information. The Celestine Prophecy really helped me understand, empathics, more of the senses, because the more you're in tune to your environment and grounded to Gaia, is how you are more balanced. Your senses come in handy, but if you're not really trusting yourself, which a lot of people don't because you're not taught to, you're taught to just, you trust people until they give you a reason not to. No, you need to trust those instincts. Those instincts know more than you do. They're a part of you. You need to rely on them every chance that you can, in your work, in your relationships, in yourself. I mean, you have that instinct. It's God's essence. It's God's knowing. That's what that intuition is. It's your angels or your ancestors helping you, guide you, and give you good feedback. If you don't have a good feeling, they're letting you know, hey, you're going down the wrong path, or hey, they're not who you think they are. Listen to your guidance. It's your inner compass. I don't know where I heard that, but I loved that saying, and I've kept that. That's your inner compass of knowing right from wrong, yes or no. Just listen to it. It's your way of knowing and understanding. That inner compass is better than anything else. It's your instant gratification from God. Hey, you just ask the question and you get that butterflies, or you get that, oh no, that's not good. Butterflies are usually good. So I'm going to say that's, yeah, they're okay. You're just getting to know each other. But, you know, sometimes if that doesn't work, they try to your get your attention by a song or by numbers or by somebody else. They'll put somebody in your path that you can actually hear, and then they'll speak through them. So you just got to pay attention to the signs. Don't ignore them. We're so programmed to go outside of ourselves. You don't need to go outside of yourself to get the right information. You just go inside and stay silent, stay quiet, or just feel those senses. They'll let you know, yes, no, maybe. You'll get it. You just got to trust whatever comes to you is the answer. There's no book for relationships, and I wish I could give you all the answers, but there isn't anything out there. Everybody is different. We were meant to be different. My golden rules are: do unto others as you want done to you. And if you didn't like it done to you, don't do it to others. But it's like that went out the window. Those people who didn't like being cheated on go out and cheat. People who didn't like being belittled and abused and manipulated when they were kids, and everything happens when you were kids. Our parents are our teachers. Whoever raised you, your grandparents, your mother, your fathers, uncles, whatever, if they negatively taught you and you didn't like it, then you need to do whatever it takes to change. My father beat me. He was an alcoholic. It was horrible. I did not want that for my life. I changed my life, and I read books, and I watched movies that inspired me and taught me who I wanted to be, and I put myself in around people I wanted to be like, who would change me for the better, not the worse. I know there are a lot of good people out there, but there's also a lot of bad people out there that I just can't wrap my mind around. If you are still mimicking what you are doing to others, but you didn't like it, so why are you still walking down that path? Why are you still hurting people? Because you're feeding off of it. That's the only thing I can think of. You're so negatively programmed. You say you hear them say they don't want to do it, but why are you choosing to do it? You still have a choice. That's called free will. I get upset and I would like to wring somebody's neck or punch them in the throat, but I don't do it. I don't do it. Everybody has their own identity, their own free will. You can either harness the good or you can harness the bad. It's up to you. But I'd rather be good than bad. You get in an argument and you always think of good comebacks after the argument and they're already gone. Well, I could have said, well, that wasn't meant for you to say if you couldn't say it at that moment. I've never been that person that's been able to really spit out negative things because I don't like hurting people's feelings. I don't like it when it's done to me. I don't want to do it to others. I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help them heal. I'm here to listen if they need to listen. But if they don't want to, they only want you to listen, but they don't want to change, that's not the person to have in your life. Literally, that is not the person you need to start a relationship with. You want to become a better person. You do that by putting yourself around people who are better. You become a better person by material, reading. Are you watching inspirational videos? But you're not growing if you're not putting yourself around people who you want to be like. Kind, caring, compassionate, loving. Some things just I can't wrap my head around. one person will act one way, their words don't align with the way they're acting. And you know they're unhappy. You know they're miserable, but they're still going through the motions as if they're happy, but they're really not. They're tired. They're draining. They're tired of giving something of themselves and then it being not enough. And I feel sorry for those people because they're doing the same actions and getting the same results because they're not changing, and then wondering why they are giving of themselves or trying to heal themselves or trying to do better for themselves, but they're still doing the same thing with the same results because they are not trying to reach out to people who are healthy, people who are determined to change their life for the better. It takes actions. It takes discipline. It literally is a mindset of, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be better. I'm going to break all the chains and curses and spells upon my lineages, because we are still carrying the same garbage from our ancestors. If we aren't the ones to break the chains, then our next generations is going to carry it too. We have to be so determined that we're going to stop it. We are. So our babies can grow up and have a good life, that they are not going to be tore down, miserables, have the same poor upbringing that we did. I did my best with my son. I didn't beat him. I didn't manipulate him. I told him he could do anything. I helped him believe in himself, that if he could see it, he could feel it, he could do it, he was going to he would achieve it. I didn't have that upbringing. I was a child who was seen, not heard. You didn't speak unless you were spoken to. That is not a healthy upbringing. And of course I'm a woman. And the women in my family, you did not speak, you were not educated, you cleaned the house, you did the cooking, you were barefoot and pregnant. It's sad. The men were valued more than the women, and we should have both been valued, because we can do the same thing a man can do. We can get out and work. We did the garden, we took care of the kids, we cooked, we cleaned. It's sad that they degraded us and didn't love us and don't cherish us. It's not right. Women bring life into this world. We should be cherished. We should be adored. We should be admired. We should be loved. We should be equal. We're not. We still aren't. There are still men out there who degrade us, hurt us, manipulate us. It isn't right. It's not fair. It's ugly. And I feel sorry for a woman who can't get out of their situation because they have nobody. They don't have a voice. They don't have anyone to lean on or rely on or save them. We are our own saviors, really. And you save yourself by educating yourself. And if they don't have the ability to read and write or get themselves in a situation where they can do that, then they're stuck. They really feel stuck. And it's really sad, and that men are that way, that cultures are that way. But, there's so many different types of personalities. And, everyone you can have each of the personalities. but it's either in a negative way you approach things or a positive way that you approach things. If you have more negative ways that you approach things, then you need to dump the negative and research positive ways to handle yourself, how to address things, how to communicate, how to express your emotions, because yelling and screaming, it doesn't get things across. It literally it will shut me down. If you yell and scream at me, I just shut down because I don't feel threatened, so I'm not going to come at you. But if you touch me, that's a whole nother thing. Once you touch me or disrespect me with your hands, my whole other side will come out. I will feel that I need to protect myself. And I know that but a lot of women just shut down. We can't speak, we can't talk to you, we can't anything. We just shut down, and whatever you're saying is probably going one ear and out the other, if that. So I know I don't filter it. I'm pretty sure I just block everything out and I just shut down because I have no tolerance for that. I'm tired. I don't want to argue with anyone. I don't want drama. I stay to myself. I do what I need to do. I take care of my family. I take care of myself. There is no reason for drama. If we can't sit down and rationally talk or spend time together, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be around people who can't do that. I don't want to be around people who think they have to drink all the time or smoke all the time. Or if you can't just sit down around a fire and have good conversation, I don't want to be around you. You're wasting my time. Companionship is about talking and laughing and having fun, playing games. That's what I want in my life. If you can't do that, then I don't want that in my life. I'm not going to have that in my life. I am content by myself. I don't need people. I've been loving myself since I was 26 now. It took me a long time to love myself, to show compassion to myself. I never heard about showing compassion to myself until I went to therapy. My counselor was super terrific. It was great to know things and be able to be upset with myself, but she'll show myself compassion. I don't have to turn to somebody else. Because sometimes they don't show you compassion either. They just, I told you so. Or if you would have did this, or if you would have done that. No, you want compassion. You need compassion. You need to be loved through your heartache. You need to be loved through your sorrow. You need to be loved through your disappointment. You need to be loved through your distractions or whatever. We're all not perfect, but we're all learning. But I would rather you be learning how to care for me or how to care for yourself than be manipulative and disrespectful. If you're not learning or if you're not trying to better yourself, not for me, but for you, we don't need to be friends. We don't even need to be in a relationship, nothing. Because I am trying to be a better version of me every day. Every day I am working on myself. I'm reading how to, be better, say things that are kind, be kind, loving, compassionate. Empathy is a key for each other. We're supposed to be serving one another. Whatever it takes. We do whatever it takes to be kind. You see somebody not being kind, then step in. How hard is that? Stop being scared. Step in and do the right thing. Start doing the right thing. This is our world. Let's take it back. Let's do what we want to do. Live the life we want to live. Live lovingly. Live compassionately. Live in harmony with one another. Let's become families. I want a family. You can't force yourself on anybody, but if they see you're kind and you're reinforcing it with kindness to them, that's going to be hopefully another addition to your family. Blood is not blood anymore. Blood hurts you more than the person right next to you. Half the time they'll have better intentions than your family does, and that's sad. Very sad. But, you can take a personality traits test, and it will tell you, a little about yourself and what your strengths are and your abilities. I mean, I learned that in school. It will also help you give you an idea of who to look for. Personality traits. There's extroverts, introverts, thinkers, feelers, sensories, you feel everything, intuitives, judgers, and perceivers. Those are personality traits. You take the test and that will give you an idea of who you are. You have a little of everything, but it will give you just what you're more, uh, your strengths are in there. A lot of us do a lot of everything. I'm a little of everything, but I'm more extrovert than I am introvert. I'm only introvert when I first meet somebody. For those of you who don't know what extrovert is, it's you are energized by people, enjoy a variety of tasks, quick pace, and are good at multitasking. Introverts often like working alone or in small groups, prefer a more deliberate pace, and like to focus on one task at a time. Thinkers tend to make decisions using logical analysis, objectively weigh pros and cons, and value honesty, consistency, and fairness. Feelers tend to be sensitive and cooperative and decide based on their own personal values and how others will be affected by their actions. Perceivers prefer to keep their opinions open, like to be able to act spontaneously, and like to be flexible with making plans. Judgers tend to be organized and prepared, like to make and stick to plans, and are comfortable following most rules. Intuitives prefer to focus on possibilities and the big picture, easily see patterns, value innovation, and seek creative solutions to problems. Sensors are realistic people who like to focus on the facts and details and apply common sense and past experience to come up with practical solutions to problems. That is something really good to know. And if you are in a beginning of a relationship, you can also have them take the test, and you'll see if you guys are a fit for each other, because those can clash. I mean, the more you know about yourself, the more you can teach them. But if they're not willing to learn, there is no reason for you to even bother. But it's better for you to know who you are and what you're searching for. And that way, when the wrong person comes into, and I'm sorry, we're not really compatible with each other. I'm this, and this, and you're that, and I know we're not going to make it. You know what I mean? When you know yourself, you have a better understanding of who you're searching for. You got to know yourself. And all the programming from babies till now, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 45. I've been learning myself since I was 26. I had to learn who I really was. I went from being a daughter to a girlfriend, from a girlfriend to a mother. Now I'm a mother to a grandmother, and I'm still identifying and learning myself. I need to know who I really am. And that's, you have a lot of traits that you don't really like, or things that you learned and you need to dump. So dump all the negative bullshit and collect good stuff. There's so many material out there. You just have to take initiative on your own self-care and literally get to know who you are. Who are you really? Learn who you really are, not who somebody else says you are. Sorry, I'm outside. Their kids are yelling. So if you can hear that, I'm apologizing. But understand that it's essential to know who you are before you get into a relationship. Do the healing. Do the work. Learn who you are. Take these little personality traits. Learn who your projector was, who your intimidator was, who your intimidator Sorry, there's too many people out here. But learn who your family was. Who was the instigator? Who was the interrogator? Are you an aloof? Learn those things too about your family. And then once you know who they are, then figure out what your purpose was. All you have to do is go within and ask, what's my purpose? Who am I? Who am I? And everything will literally, you'll start seeing things, visions, things will start coming. Trust what you see. Trust what you see, and then keep researching, keep getting to know who you are, keep doing the work, keep applying things. Get you a journal, start writing things down. Everything that resonates you, write it down. Look at it later. You have to do the work. Nobody can do the work for you. You have to do the work. If you want a good relationship, don't give up. You're going to catch a lot of bad fish before you catch the right one. I'm learning that now. You're going to catch a lot of bad fish before you catch the right one. But just keep getting right back out there and reel them in. You'll figure it out. There's going to be a good fish. He'll be a keeper, or she'll be a keeper. But this all goes to everybody. This is not something you can just get out there. Those who are lucky and got it on the first try, God bless you. You're lucky. But some of us didn't get that lucky. I didn't. But I'm not giving up. I know true love is out there. I know it is. I feel him. He's here. I name my little guy Brock. Well, he's not little. He's a big guy. I say Brock though. That's my. When I'm daydreaming about our lives, that's who I call him, Brock. And my goal is hopefully Brock will just come into my path, and I'm like, oh, I know it's him because that's who I've been already manifesting in my mind. That's him. You can do that. The more you can get in tuned and into feeling it, and really seeing it and visualizing it and hearing it and living it every day, the more it comes into play. I'm just not really good at all that, but I've been doing it. I've been trying every day and working and speaking and knowing, that he's going to come. We're going to live a good life together. That's the way they say to do it. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to emotionally attach to the vision. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to emotionally attach. Don't give up. Never give up on love. Love is essential. It's more important than anything out there. I love everybody. I'm illuminating love now. I was radiating it to everyone. Now I'm illuminating it to each and everyone who wants love. I'm sending it out to you. I hope you feel it. I hope you embrace it and share it with others. It's time for us to come together and literally illuminate hatred away. Illuminate love everywhere. Let's come together. We are the change. We are the ones who are going to create it. Not our government, not society, the people. The society is negative. They're always teaching you negative shit to do. No, it's us, the good people, who are going to make the change. We are going to love one another. We are going to stand up for each other. We're going to demand for right things to be right and correct. Stop standing up to all the corruption. But I wanted to make this video and get it out. I pulled some things off. I'm going to put it in the video, but please do the research. It is helpful when you have a guide, and this is going to hopefully be a guide for you to help you understand what you need to look for and how to apply it to your life and into your relationships now. There's tons of material out there. Just keep looking it up, keep reading it, keep what resonates, dump what doesn't. Keep what resonates and dump what doesn't. That's what I tell people all the time. If it resonates with you, keep it. If it doesn't, then delete it. It's that easy. You don't need it if it doesn't resonate with you. If I don't resonate with you, that's fine. I understand. Not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but there is going to be somebody that it does resonate with. Please share, like, follow me, help me make more material for you. I love you all. I thank you for your time, and you have a blessed day.